What's happening, Drizzy Dispatch fam? The news cycle is moving at lightning speed, and you know we're here to break it all down for you with the hottest takes and the freshest updates. Get ready, because we've got a packed show with some absolutely massive stories that you do not want to miss. First up, a hip-hop titan is weighing in on a modern-day icon's frustrations. We're talking about advice being given to a chart-topping artist on how to handle the pressures and criticisms of the industry, and it's coming from a legendary voice. Is it time to tune out the noise? We'll get into the details. Then, shifting gears to the world of sports, a rising star quarterback is making his presence felt, even before hitting the professional field. We've got insights into his thoughts on his alma mater's performance and his connection to a coaching legend. What does this mean for the future? You'll want to hear this. Next, we're looking at the gridiron from a fantasy perspective, where top receivers are gearing up for the season. We're breaking down the rankings, the matchups, and who to watch out for as your fantasy teams prepare to dominate. Get ready to strategize. And finally, prepare for a journey back in time as a forgotten musical talent is finally stepping into the spotlight. We're talking about the rediscovered work of an artist whose music was ahead of its time, and it's now captivating a new generation. You won't believe the story. Stick around, because the Drizzy Dispatch is just getting started. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Wu-Tang Legend's advice to Drake: ignore the culture vulture label. In the fast-paced world of hip-hop, where opinions and criticisms can fly thick and fast, a legendary voice has stepped forward to offer advice to one of the genre's biggest stars. Drake, who recently opened up to Bobby Althoff about how the label of culture vulture and other critiques within the hip-hop community truly affect him, has received a direct message from none other than Ghostface Killah. The Wu-Tang Clan icon, known for his distinctive flow and lyrical prowess, believes that Drake should simply brush off these criticisms. Ghostface Killah, also known as Tony Starks, was promoting his new album, Supreme Clientele 2, when Drizzy Dispatch hip-hop caught up with him. Upon hearing about Drake's frustrations, Ghostface reportedly laughed, suggesting that there are far more significant insults to contend with in the music industry. This perspective comes from an artist who has navigated the complexities of hip-hop for decades, witnessing its evolution and the various labels and criticisms that artists often face. Drake's candid admission about his sensitivity to accusations of appropriating viral trends highlighted a broader conversation within the hip-hop community. His remarks also led to a public exchange with journalist Rob Markman. Drake had previously referred to Markman as a goof for not recalling specific lyrics from Lil Wayne's Canon at the behest of Tory Lanez. Markman, in turn, defended the integrity of hip-hop journalism and stood up for fellow reporters who might have been targeted by similar criticisms from the rapper. This exchange underscores the delicate balance between artistic expression, community feedback, and the role of media in documenting and analyzing the culture. Ghostface Killah's advice to Drake is rooted in a seasoned understanding of the industry's dynamics. By advising Drake to ignore the culture vulture label, he is essentially encouraging the artist to focus on his craft and not be swayed by critiques that, from his vantage point, are less damaging than others that could be leveled. This sentiment resonates with many who believe that artists, especially those at the pinnacle of their careers, must develop a thick skin to navigate the constant scrutiny that comes with fame and influence. The conversation also touches upon the perception of entitlement, as Drake also labeled tenured hip-hop journalists as losers for expecting his time, further fueling the debate about artist-journalist relationships and the boundaries of public discourse. Audience impact. Fans are debating whether Drake's sensitivity is warranted, or if he should heed Ghostface's advice to ignore industry criticism. The exchange has reignited discussions about authenticity and artistic evolution in hip-hop. But is this the only advice being given in the sports world? Hold on, because we've got more insights coming your way. Drake may not worried about UNC's rough start under Belichick, eyes Patriots' future. As a new era dawns for North Carolina's football program under the guidance of coaching legend Bill Belichick, a prominent figure from the Tar Heels' past is offering his perspective. Drake Maye, the highly touted quarterback who transitioned from Chapel Hill to Foxborough to become the #3 pick in the recent NFL draft, has spoken out about his alma mater's challenging start to the season. The Tar Heels kicked off the Belichick era with a significant 48-14 home defeat against TCU on Monday night. This opening loss has raised eyebrows, particularly given the high expectations associated with Belichick's arrival. However, Maye, speaking to reporters on Wednesday, expressed a measured outlook, stating that he is not yet concerned about the team's performance. "I wouldn't say I'm worried yet. I wouldn't say yet," Maye commented. "It was tough watching that Monday night. That first drive looked good, but I'm counting on those guys and coaches, and I'll be tuned in all season." While Maye did not play under Belichick during his tenure with the New England Patriots, which concluded just before the Patriots drafted him, he has had interactions with the six-time Super Bowl champion. Maye encountered Belichick during visits to his former school in the spring and summer. In a radio interview on WEEI Afternoons on Tuesday, Maye discussed his impressions of Belichick and his confidence in the coach's ability to turn the UNC program around. "First off, was honored to meet him. What a legendary coach," Maye said. "They've got a bunch of new players in the program, and they're figuring it out in college football. But I got no doubt what he's done in the past, and his proof of being a winning coach is going to unfold." This dual focus on UNC's immediate future and his own professional path highlights Maye's unique position. Belichick is set to pursue his first college victory when UNC faces Charlotte this Saturday night. The following day, Maye and the Patriots will commence their NFL season at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. The narrative juxtaposes the start of a new chapter for a storied college program with the beginning of a promising career for its former star quarterback in the professional ranks. Maye's comments reflect a blend of loyalty to his roots and ambition for his future. His belief in Belichick's coaching acumen, based on his past achievements, suggests an understanding of the rebuilding process that college teams often undergo. The fact that he remains a dedicated observer and supporter of his alma mater, even as he embarks on his NFL journey, speaks volumes about his character and connection to the university. As both UNC and the Patriots embark on their respective seasons, all eyes will be on how Maye's faith in Belichick's coaching philosophy plays out on the field, and how the young quarterback fares in his own highly anticipated professional debut. Audience impact. Fans are discussing the parallels between UNC's situation and the Patriots' recent struggles, while also debating Maye's leadership potential in both college and the NFL. Now, let's switch from the sidelines to the fantasy draft board. Who's making the cut in Week 1? Fantasy Football Week 1, Drake London and Amon-Ra sent Brown headline top receiver rankings. As the 2025 NFL season approaches its kickoff, fantasy football managers are keenly analyzing preseason rankings to optimize their lineups. This year, two prominent wide receivers with ties to USC, Drake London and Amon-Ra Brown, have secured spots within the elite top 10 of Week 1 rankings, signaling their immense fantasy value. Drake London, representing the Atlanta Falcons, has earned the number 7 ranking. After a strong 2024 campaign that saw him rack up 100 receptions for 1,271 yards and 9 touchdowns, averaging an impressive 16.5 fantasy points per game in full PPR formats, London is poised for another significant year. Despite a somewhat quiet Week 1 performance in 2024, his connection with quarterback Michael Penix Jr. blossomed throughout the season, and this chemistry is expected to carry over into 2025. For the upcoming Week 1 matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, projections indicate London could achieve around 6 catches for 70 yards, with a nearly 40% chance of scoring, translating to approximately 10.2 PPR fantasy points. The matchup presents an intriguing test, as Tampa Bay's secondary relies heavily on Jamel Dean, a physical cornerback capable of matching up with larger receivers, though he has shown vulnerabilities to double moves. London's skill in winning contested catches, coupled with Penix Jr.'s willingness to throw deep, could give him an edge. Amon-Ra Brown of the Detroit Lions, ranked number 9, offers a different, yet equally valuable fantasy profile. Brown has been a model of consistency, delivering 115 catches for 1,263 yards and 12 touchdowns across all 17 games in 2024. He consistently posted double-digit PPR points in 14 games and maintained a solid 11 yards per reception average. The established chemistry between St. Brown and quarterback Jared Goff makes him one of the safest fantasy options available, particularly in full PPR leagues. Projections for Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers suggest St. Brown will secure 7-8 receptions for approximately 85 yards, with a 50% probability of scoring, leading to roughly 12.5 PPR fantasy points. The departure of Jaire Alexander from Green Bay's roster significantly diminishes the intimidation factor of their cornerback unit compared to previous seasons, further enhancing St. Brown's advantage as Goff's primary target. His elite route-running ability and substantial target share ensure a dependable floor, with the potential for an even higher ceiling against a less formidable Packers secondary. When comparing the two, the choice often hinges on specific roster construction needs. London offers greater touchdown upside due to his physical attributes and role in the red zone, while St. Brown excels as a volume-dependent player who minimizes the risk of a zero-point performance. In PPR leagues, St. Brown's consistent target volume is invaluable. In standard formats, London's scoring potential might provide a slight edge. Regardless of the format, both receivers are considered matchup-proof WR1s heading into the 2025 season, and their Week 1 projections solidify this status. Fantasy managers who have drafted either London or St. Brown can confidently place them in their starting lineups. Audience impact. Fantasy managers are actively debating between London's touchdown upside and St. Brown's consistent volume, with many confirming they'll be building their Week 1 lineups around these top-tier receivers. From the fantasy realm to the annals of music history, a long-overlooked artist is finally getting their due. Stay with us. The rediscovered melody. Molly Drake's music finally enchants a new generation. The story of Nick Drake, the enigmatic British singer-songwriter whose melancholic melodies found a cult following years after his tragic death at age 26 in 1974, is well known. Now, a similar posthumous recognition is unfolding for his mother, Molly Drake. A songwriter in her own right, Molly recorded songs in the intimate setting of her home during the 1950s. These compositions, now being brought to light, are being hailed as a decade ahead of their time, capturing a unique artistic sensibility that resonates deeply with contemporary audiences. Molly Drake passed away in 1996 at the age of 77, leaving behind a body of work that remained largely unheard until recently. The resurgence of interest in her music is a testament to its enduring quality and timeless appeal. This rediscovery is not just a footnote to her famous son's legacy, it is an acknowledgement of her distinct creative voice and talent. The intimate nature of her home recordings, often featuring her own accompaniment, offers a raw and personal listening experience that has captivated listeners and critics alike. The current wave of attention surrounding Molly Drake's music is being highlighted through various platforms, including media segments that delve into her life and work. Conversations with her daughter, Gabrielle Drake, who is also Nick Drake's sister, and Richard Morton Jack, the author of the comprehensive biography, Nick Drake, The Life, provide invaluable context and insight into Molly's artistic journey and her influence on her children. These discussions shed light on the creative environment she fostered and the musical seeds she planted, which seemingly blossomed in her son's Amon-Ra, albeit with a different emotional tone. Experts and listeners alike are noting the sophisticated songwriting and unique perspective present in Molly Drake's compositions. Her ability to craft poignant and evocative lyrics, combined with melodies that possess a certain understated grace, has led to comparisons with artists who would achieve fame much later. The home-recorded nature of the music adds an element of authenticity and intimacy, allowing listeners to connect with Molly Drake on a deeply personal level. This moment for Molly Drake is more than just a revival. It's a proper introduction of a significant artistic talent to a world that is now ready to appreciate her unique contribution to music. As her music gains traction, it prompts reflection on the many artists whose work may have been overlooked during their lifetimes, only to be discovered and celebrated by future generations. Molly Drake's story is a poignant reminder of the potential for artistic genius to exist in unexpected places and to be recognized long after the artist has departed. Her music, once confined to the private spaces of her home, is now echoing far and wide, finding its audience and finally receiving the acclaim it so richly deserves. Audience impact. Music enthusiasts and fans of Nick Drake are expressing delight and surprise at the quality of Molly Drake's rediscovered work, calling it a significant addition to the folk music canon. That's all the time we have for today's deep dives. But don't go anywhere, we've got a quick recap and all the ways you can stay connected coming right up. And that's a wrap on today's Drizzy Dispatch. We heard Ghostface Killah's advice to Drake on handling industry criticism, checked in on Drake Maye's thoughts on UNC's season and his Patriots' future, broke down the top fantasy receiver rankings with Drake London and Amon-Ra Brown, and celebrated the long-overdue spotlight on Molly Drake's incredible music. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Drizzy Dispatch for all your hottest takes, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and drop a comment below telling us what you think. You can also follow us on all social media platforms to stay connected. We'll see you next time.